Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. It's pretty cool to come back again and actually be requesting another 4 payouts as we did in the last video, which is great. I'm really happy with things at the moment. A few updates as well with how things are. I did end up taking an extra payout with this account after the 4 that I have here, so managed to get all of these to a payout. I'm one more winning day away from a payout on this account as well, so potentially tomorrow I'll be able to request this payout too. But let's get into it. This is going to be roughly about 2,000 that I can withdraw, because of course it's 50% that I can take out of this, so roughly about 500 on each of these, which is what we're going to do now. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but it was something that ended up getting me quite close to losing these accounts, which was that because it was such a small payout and that the account basically comes to, it slides the loss limit to 50,100, and I was only basically like a loss away from losing those accounts then, because it was only like 200 to 300 payouts, which only left like 200 drawdown on those accounts, so came very close to losing them. So fortunately we managed to hold on to them, so it was something that I wanted to think about doing to ensure that I kept enough of a buffer to allow myself really to have like 2 losses in a row for these. So if I ended up having 2 losses, then I'll lose the accounts and then I'll have to just do it again. I'm just happy to be able to take some payouts from this. I've got a great return on investment on these at the moment. Over the last like 2 months, not even that, about 5 weeks really, which I took my next payout after my first one, because my first payout I think was in December and it was only like 200 or something from Alpha. Then January was nothing, February was really good. I think it was a total of about $5,000 over 5 weeks across Tradeify and Top 1 futures. So really cool. We're requesting another 2,000 here, so the grand total really over like 5-6 weeks is 7k, which is great. So been reinvesting some of this back into some more accounts, as we spoke about in the last one as well, so I'll speak about that a little bit later in this video, but let's get into this one. Request these payouts. I'm just going to do it by my head. 990 is going to be like 495, so we'll do that. Once again 495. I've just got a notification on trading views, so I'm going to try and be quick with this video. Potential trade, I'm just looking at it on the other screen, so we'll see. It'll be nice to get these over the line, because then it should allow me to then trade them again. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that on my other screen. What was this one? I think it was 1009. So I'll just do 500. And this was a little bit lower, so 480. It's fine for this. So yeah, roughly about 2,000 on those. So really pleased with that. So hopefully I can trade these shortly. A day away from potentially taking another on this, so I've already got 4 of the 5 winning days. The last few days have been pretty good. Managing to just kind of get these over the line and get in the 150s. That is another thing as well, is just like, I'm just, as soon as I'm like above like 150, I'm trying to just take the profit. So maybe need to kind of aim for a little bit more with these as well, and especially with these other accounts that I now have. I think I mentioned in the last video that I'm going to be looking into using a trading software for copy trading, which is what we've got here. So these are all of the accounts that I'm currently trading. So in total there's 5 funded Tradeify, there's 1 Top 1 futures, which is this one. So the way I'm using this, and maybe I'll do a video about like how I'm using this at the moment, I'm just copy trading on all of the accounts right now, just allows me to kind of like take a trade or two each day and not have to worry about switching accounts and stuff. I think if I'm gonna then do the baskets, which I've spoken about doing before, like kind of halving my accounts and then splitting them up, I think if I take one loss on the account, like, and I've gone into drawdown on all of the accounts, then I'll split it up into half. If I'm like having equity highs, I'm just gonna stick with it, which we're at the moment with these. This is the top one futures. I know it's really small to see. This one is roughly about 1,000 from a payout. Just kind of been up and down with this account, so hopefully we can get that over the line, because it'll be another like 1.5 roughly in payout for that, and potentially do that in the next week or two. That would be great. These are the 5 Tradeify that we have here, and then we've got 3 funded Apex, which is these. These need to get to 2.6 in profit, which are about 1,100 away, or 1,200 roughly, to be able to even take 500 from these. So I'm just kind of risking a little bit more in these ones. So what I'm actually now doing is I'm doubling the size on the rest of the accounts. So the Tradeify and the top one futures, those are 6 total funded accounts. I'm just doing like a risk of about 200 per trade, and with these then is about 400 per trade. And then I've got the rest of it. So that's total 9 funded accounts I've currently got. The rest now are evaluations, so these aren't funded accounts. So I've got 5 Apex of the new accounts. I've hidden the account numbers here. I don't know if I need to do that. I've just done it. I don't know if it's necessary, but it is a thing. I did also have another Apex evaluation which I actually failed, so I ended up buying another 5. So these are the new accounts now. 5 for the end of day drawdown evaluations. The funded ones that I have are the legacy accounts, so they're the trailing drawdown ones. And from there we've got it's 2 more alpha evaluations, which I just purchased today, because I also failed the 3 alpha evaluations that I had before in the last video, I believe. So those were 3 alpha and then the 1 apex that I didn't pass the evaluation, so I've just kind of topped up on those ones. And these ones here are using Rhythmic and using Tradesy. So these are the Lucid accounts, which I've had for I think about a week. You could get 50% discount on Lucid for your first 2 purchases, so I thought I'd just get those. So that is that. It's a total of, I think it would be 18, yeah, because it's 9 funded and 9 evaluations that I currently have. So the followers, as these, is obviously 17, and then plus this one is the leading account. Which is, it's crazy to like look at these numbers, but it's like roughly 900 in like funding basically. Obviously half of that is evaluations. P&L card, this is the now new day, so I can't even see this for this day, but it's ridiculous the numbers that I'm now seeing on these. I'm seeing like 4,000, 6,000 on that card, because I'm just copy trading all of these accounts. Been quite fortunate to have a bit of a winning streak recently, so as we can see, hopefully you can kind of see, but these are like really small in terms of the text, but every account is now in profit. Obviously we've taken a few losses to lose some of the evaluations, but managed to hold on to all of the funded, so that's quite nice. But yeah, very pleased with things. Hopefully we can start seeing some payouts on some of these other funded accounts and such, which I'll also document. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a great couple of weeks trading. There was a week trial that I had for this, so I didn't have to pay for the first week, and I've now paid $35 for this because there was a 30% discount. I'm not sure if it's just for the first month, but $35 for this. Something I'm actually looking into doing if I continue to do quite well with things, is setting up business potentially for tax purposes. I'm currently in the UK, if no one can tell from my accent, but yeah, I would like to be like elsewhere. Honestly, I don't really see the UK being in a good space at the moment. Potentially later down the line this year, maybe try and move abroad, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys in the loop. Potentially even start doing something a little bit more like lifestyle if things continue to do well. I mean, 7,000 in the last 5-6 weeks. I think that's actually the most I've ever made, like even within a career. So yeah, pretty pleased with how things are. I'm gonna actually probably purchase some more accounts. I'm actually thinking about getting take profit trader accounts, because you can get the daily payouts on those, and potentially Top on Futures have actually done another new account as well, for a daily payout. So I'm kind of interested in taking like something within these daily ones. 50k, I think they've got 40% off and no activation fee if you use a discount, so it's roughly about $100 with no activation fee, and you can get up to 5 on this. So this is Take Profit Trader, so potentially looking to get a couple of these and round the accounts off to about 20, especially if I get the payout tomorrow for the other Tradeify account. So we'll see on that, but yeah, catch you all in the next video. Hope everyone's trading well, and yeah. Hey guys, I thought I'd add this extra bit to the video. So I was speaking about being able to potentially take an extra payout on this particular account, so we can see that I can now request a payout, which is great. Did take these 4 payouts, but we can now see that they're only slightly in profit due to taking a loss. So it's very likely that I end up losing these accounts, because once you get under 100 in profit, you do lose the account. So that's very likely to happen. So it was something I was just mentioning in the last part of the video, that I need to have a bit more buffer to be able to like keep these accounts. So if I do lose them, which is very likely to happen, because I mean this has only got $11 left, then I'll just have to get some more. It's fine. I think I would have got pretty upset about it maybe about a month to 2 months ago, because I'm just not really having the payouts there. But because of having the payouts, it's just a return on investment game. I'm not like particularly spending a lot on these accounts, but I'm getting a good return on investment. I need to do like the maths on it completely to see where it's at, but after this payout that I'm going to be taking, I think it's about 7.7k in about 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. So it's pretty good, and I don't even think it's been 1,000 in spend. So I'm pretty happy with the return. I just want to continue to scale now. So I think it's probably best that these just get blown, because it makes it really hard to then start turning a profit on these accounts. So something that I'm thinking about I need to do is to actually take larger position sizes, so when I do take payouts I'm further in profit, and then when I do take the payout there's a lot more of a buffer. I just need to build up more buffers really, or not take the payout so soon now. I think when you're first taking payouts, it's quite important to just extract the money, and like it builds the confidence within you, and obviously like builds up the bankroll. But I think now what I need to focus on is just building the buffers to not have to continue to like reset accounts or like go through evals again. Obviously it can still happen, but just to minimize the effects of it. And I've seen a lot of people speaking about that. It's really important to just get the evals over and done with as quickly as you can. So maybe this time around I'm just gonna like focus on getting them done a bit quicker, but also taking larger position sizes, maybe like 3, 4, even 500 in a risk for a trade. So like, there's more to kind of play with after taking payouts, especially when the account gets, like, they slide the account to just 100 in profit, which I think most of the prop firms do. I think Alpha's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that they don't do that. So just something to kind of think about, and it's good, like, kind of getting the experience of these things. But yeah, just kind of rambling on a bit, but I thought I'd like share this stuff I've mentioned, that I wish there was something like this, what I'm trying to achieve in terms of this like video series, to like show an actual real journey. The only ones that I've seen that have even attempted to do something along these lines haven't really like been too profitable. And I'm not saying that I am at the moment, but I really want to get to a point where it's like it's a real like full-time income from this stuff, and literally having everything documented. So if you can go back and like the videos and see that, you know, I just wasn't doing very well at all, and things have obviously like turned the corner a little bit. Hopefully I can just continue to go down that path and potentially even get better. So yeah, let's take this just a payout then. So we'll just take 790, which is basically about half of this. Only took the 5 days, which is the minimum on this one, which is great. Literally just like perfect in terms of the days there. Something else I was about to mention. Kind of lost my train of thought now. It's quite late. It's actually 1 AM. Thought I'd just take the payout and add it to this video instead of just making another video on this. But yeah, I've got a few more accounts. I think it was Take Profit Trader. I actually got another 2. And I just took a small trade on it. Oh, that was what I was going to mention. In the last part of the video, I mentioned that I had an alert on TradingView, which I took the trade on this account. But unfortunately, like after taking the payout for these, they hadn't like processed it yet, so I didn't want to take a trade on it, and then like it kind of messed up the payout, so I didn't. It ended up being a win, which is great, and it got this one to a payout and the evals. I took the win on there, but then I took another trade later on in the day, didn't take it on this account, but took it on these 4, and on the evals, that ended up being a loss. So I think it was just 1 win, 1 loss today, so it's kind of break even, but still managed to take a payout, which is great. Got some other accounts that I'll kind of probably go through in the next one. Hopefully I get to a payout, top 1 futures and even Apex. I'm looking to potentially get some payouts on those in the next couple of weeks. One of the Apex accounts is like $400 from a payout, so hopefully we'll get to that point, and maybe I'll kind of show Tradecopia a little bit more as well. I had it for 2 weeks now, and it's crazy when you look at like the journal on there. It shows like, this is evals included. It was like, I think it was like 16k in profit over these last 2 weeks. Obviously I've like sized up a little bit more on the evals. I kind of like double or triple the position size that I take the regular trades with like the funded accounts. That just shows like the power of being able to have multiple accounts, because when I was like trading just one funded, it just like felt so tough to, you know, turn a profit, and just like you kind of hold on to that account so much. And in a sense, like, it's a good learning curve for me to lose these accounts and then kind of like make it back, I suppose. Yeah, just some thoughts, and hopefully it kind of like gives some insight to things I'm thinking, and maybe I can look back on this stuff and just see the journey that I've kind of gone through, and hopefully some other people can kind of go down that path as well. Because yeah, I've mentioned a few times that there's a lot of influencers that don't share any of this sort of stuff, and they claim to make a lot of money and sell courses and things, but yeah, that's for another day. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys their weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video.